Genesis chapter 8, verse 22, it reads, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and winter, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. I got to read that to you again. Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest. I just want to hear you, Jamie. Cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. Receive this statement. Somebody's writing this statement. It's as long as the earth remains, your season will change. As long as you're in this earth, I want you to hear it. Your season will change. Hear this statement. As long as the earth remains, you will be entering and exiting seasons. Our text is reasons and seasons, seasons and reasons. And so as long as the earth shall remain, you will be entering and exiting seasons. And as long as the earth remains, the seasons will change. And so Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, I want you to partner these two. God is doing something in the atmosphere. If you're listening, if you're tapped in, it says, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. As long as the earth shall remain, the seasons will change, and every season is a time for every purpose under heaven. And so here's a very simple, I need you to remember this, here's a very simple definition of season. Season is a time for significant and a specific purpose. A time for a significant and specific purpose. A time for favor. A time for blessing. A time for maturing. A time for breaking. A time for promotion. A time for demotion. A time for miracles and signs and wonders. A season is a time for a significant and specific purpose. As long as the earth remains, it's all coming together if you're listening. Your seasons will change. As long as you have breath in your body, your seasons will change. And sometimes I feel like seasons, the teaching on seasons have been taught like it's taboo. This is too important. According to how the seasons change, your life is really connected to season after season. And so it is in the earth, it is in the spirit, is that we got to catch this in our lives, is that the seasons have changed. And you got to be curious, guys. You got to be curious. What does that mean for me? What does that mean for me and my family, that my seasons have changed? And so the season again, I got to give you this. The season is a time for a significant and specific purpose. There's a purpose for this season. There was a purpose for the last season. We call it summer. And there's a purpose for this season. We call it fall. And so there are two prayers. These are intentional prayers for those that are saying, Pastor, as I hear this word, I've got to ask, I've got to talk to God, and I've got to talk to God, and I want to give you some language. Watch this. Here's one of the first intentional prayers, is that, Lord, what season am I in? Lord, what season am I in? In the earth, they call it fall, but what do they call it in the spirit? What season am I in? Am I in the season of blessing? Am I in the season of favor? Am I in the season of maturing? Am I in the season of breaking? Am I in the season of you rearranging my life and repositioning me? Am I in the season where you're growing me up out of some childish ways? Am I in the season that you are saying, look, you got to get out of that sinful way? What season am I in? And you got to talk to your Father like you know that as long as the earth remains, your seasons will change. And so you got to ask a question. It's prayer number one. I got one more for you. Father, will you repeat after me? Father, what season am I in? And stay there and wait for him to answer. Wait for him to tell you that's why this happened. That's why you had to go through this. This is what this means that you've been trying to figure out. I've been trying to answer all along what season that you're in. But you got to do this for you. Is that you got to ask the right questions. I believe the right questions open up the opportunity for the right answers, the right wisdom. And so I don't know who needs to hear this, but you got to ask, Father, what season am I in? I do care. I do care about my seasons. The second prayer here is, Father, what's the purpose in this season? First prayer, Father, what season am I in? I want to know. I don't want to just keep living like, it's just YOLO. You only live one. No. I'm not just, people ask you how you doing today. I'm just chilling. Same old, same old. No, it's not the same old, same old. The seasons have changed. And so the prayer has to be, Father, what season not are we in, am I in? What season am I in? It's going to help me understand why I'm going through what I'm going through. It's going to help me understand why stuff is popping off like it's popping off. Yeah. It's going to help me understand why I've been dreaming the stuff I've been dreaming. It's going to help me understand why I've been thinking the stuff I've been thinking. It's going to help me understand why I had to go through what I had to go. It's going to help me understand. But I've got to be responsible in the spirit and say, Father, Lord, what season am I in? Don't be afraid of this question, because and don't let your mind pre-assume what he's going to say. Just open up and let him say it. What season am I in? And so the number two, it came directly from our definition. The season is a time for a specific, significant purpose. And so that next prayer, it's intentional prayers about seasons. It's, Lord, what's the purpose in this season? What's the purpose? What's the purpose? No, I'm not going to figure it out anymore. I'm going to go talk to my Father who knows all, who orders my steps, and he already wrote a purpose for me before the beginning of time, and I need to know in this season what's the purpose. I won't make up a purpose. See, you won't have to make up a purpose. You won't have to ask nobody for a purpose if you will just talk to your Father and say, Father, what's the purpose for this season? What's the purpose? I really want to know. Don't want to do it my way. Don't want to just figure it out. Don't just want to come up with something. Don't want to look on the internet trying to see what others are doing. No, I want to know what's the purpose for this. See, this is different now. Because we have to accept that we are influenced humans. We have to accept that. And so this is why sometimes we're not marching based upon our purpose. We're marching based upon somebody else's purpose, because we're influenced by things that look good and things that get your attention and things that seem inspiring, and all that's good. But I'm telling you, God is breaking you out of that in this season. And he says, I'm going to speak to you about the purpose for your life in this season. It's the reason you didn't die on Monday. It's a reason the wreck didn't happen on Tuesday. It's a reason no weapon formed against you shall. It's a reason you made it this far. And you need to know it. See, no, he doesn't wake us up for no reason, no purpose. It's a reason. It's a reason COVID didn't kill you. It's What's the reason? And I need to know, what's the reason I made it? This is real talk. To fall 2022. What's the reason I made it this far? Not just to breathe again. What's the reason, Lord? What's the purpose? Watch this. This reason is bigger than you going to your job making some money to pay some bills. Come on, guys. We got to get deeper than that. What's the purpose, God? That I made it this far. See, this will speak different when you know you've done enough not to make it this far. See, it'll speak different when you've seen some stuff that was aimed at you from the enemy and it couldn't hit you, and you've got to ask yourself, I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of this season. My mistakes couldn't take me out. My enemies couldn't take me out. The devil couldn't take me out. The generational curses couldn't take me out, because there is a reason specific and significant for this season, and you got to talk to your father. You got to talk to your daddy. You got to talk to your daddy. I know you've been asking for your blessings, but you got to talk to your daddy about your purpose. I know you've been asking for your prayers answered, but you got to talk to your daddy about your purpose. You got to let him know, I'm still available. I still want to know why you got me here. How do you want to use me? And what I still want to know. And so you got to talk to him about the reason. No, I'm not dissing your blessing prayers. No, keep praying them, but don't finish there. Finish with, Father, I need to know. I want to know. What's the purpose for this season? If you're receiving anything, let me know that you're here. We got to move. And so we gave 2 intentional prayers. Somebody take these home. Lord, what season am I in? Lord, what's the purpose for this season? And so there's something about this season that is confirmed in the natural, because sometimes there will be things in the natural that will reveal what's happening in the spiritual. I want you to hear this again. In this season, I want you to pay attention, because there are some things happening in the natural that are revealing what's happening in the spirit. And here it is that in this season called fall, the wind is blowing. I think they didn't hear me on the mic. I said, in this season called fall, the wind is blowing. Come on, guys. Say, I don't know if y'all can feel it where you live at, but I know where I live, I can feel it. Is that in this season, they call it fall, the wind is blowing. That's it. John 3:8, write this. Listen to this. The wind blows wherever it pleases. You hear its sound, but you cannot tell where it comes from or where it is going. So it is with everyone born of the Spirit. In this season, the wind is blowing. So it is in the natural, it is in the spirit. In this season, the wind is blowing. And so, I got to give you quickly 3 reasons the wind is blowing. 3 reasons the wind is blowing, because in this season, whether you accept it or not, some days it will blow harder and some days it will blow a little bit softer, but every day it seems to be in this season the wind is blowing. It's evidence that the season has changed. In this season, the wind is blowing. Number one, the reason that the wind is blowing, I got to give you 3 reasons. Number 1 is the wind is blowing awesome stuff. No. I don't know if you've seen it. I walked outside, Martin, and I looked around on the ground, and I already see the leaves. And they didn't just fall. The wind is blowing. And so it is in the natural. I said it to you. It is in the spirit. Is that there's some stuff you've been struggling with for a long time. And you just woke up one morning in this new season where the wind is blowing, and the wind blew some stuff off of you. See, you can only catch this in the spirit now. I need you to hear this, is that the wind is blowing, and the first reason that the wind is blowing is that it's blowing some stuff off of you. Hebrews 12, I'm paraphrasing, it says, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with endurance the race marked out for us, because the wind is blowing and there was some stuff that you were struggling to throw off of you. The wind had to blow it off of you. And so in this season, the wind is blowing. For somebody, the wind is blowing off stress. For somebody, the wind is blowing off aggressive worry. Hadn't been able to get off of this worry. You've been trying, and people think you've just been saying that, but you've been trying to throw it off, but you needed to arrive to this season because the wind was going to blow off what you wouldn't put off. The wind is blowing. The wind is blowing off the spirit of guilt. You think about your issues too much. You think so unworthy. Nobody even know you're sitting over there thinking what you thinking, and the wind has come to help us blow off some stuff that we've been struggling to put off. Come on, y'all gonna receive this morning. I said to help us blow off some stuff that we've been trying to put it off. Trying to put off some stress. Trying to put off the guilt. And God says, I know you've been trying. Now that the season has changed, what you used to try to put off, the wind is going to blow it off. Come on, God. Y'all receiving this? The wind, because the wind is blowing. And so it's blowing off. I don't know who needs to hear this. The spirit of heaviness. Heaviness. See, you think that's normal. That's not normal what you're feeling. It's the spirit of heaviness. You got to do so much just to feel good throughout the day. Got to do so much to get your attitude, in just a happy place, in a jar for place. You got to do too much because that's the spirit of heaviness, and you've been trying to confess it away. You've been trying to pray it away. You've been trying to do all that to put it off. But God says you're in a different season, and the wind is blowing, and the wind is going to blow it off. And so in the spirit, you can only hear this. See, and for those that are carnal, this sounds like foolishness. But if you tap in the spirit, those that are of the spirit, watch this. You catch this by revelation. The wind is blowing. I got good news real quick. I got to move. I got good news for the parents. There's some stuff you've been trying to pray off your children. The wind is going to blow it off your children. Can you receive this? I said the wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. Yes. The wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. Don't you miss this. The wind is blowing. We're in a different season. And so, number one, the reason that the wind is blowing is to blow off some stuff. And so it takes something very key that I want to give you before I go to number two, is that if you will receive that the wind is blowing, and if you receive that this assignment of the wind blowing, number one is to blow off some stuff. You got to be honest with yourself. With the God of the wind, the God who is the wind, you got to be honest about what you need to blow off. See, watch this. So this is the time to be thinking about what others need to blow off. This is the time for you, since the wind is blowing, you got to say stuff like, God, I need you to blow off this grief I've been dealing with. God, I need you to blow off this low self-esteem I've been dealing with. Father, I need you to blow off this condemnation over myself I've been dealing with. I need you to blow off these suicidal thoughts I've been dealing with. I need to blow off this lack I've been wrestling with. And since you know and receive that the wind is blowing, you got to be honest about what you've been trying to put off so that the wind can blow it off. You got to be honest. See, sometimes we don't say this enough in church. There's some stuff you've been praying about for 5 years now. And if you are honest, you're trying to figure out, how do I get this off me? You're looking at your children, you're trying to figure out, how do I get it off of them? And God says, by supernatural revelation, I am answering your prayer. This is the season where some stuff gonna come off that you never thought would come off. This is the season that some stuff is gonna come off that you decided you were gonna live with and make do with, but God says it's coming off because the wind is blowing. The wind. See, when you get honest, you say, wind of the Spirit, blow on my mind. I need you to blow off some thoughts. Wind of the Spirit, blow on my emotions. I need you to blow off some emotions, some stuff I don't want to feel no more. Come on, am I speaking for you? I don't want to feel it no more. I don't want to think it no more. Wind of the Spirit, I need you to blow away some relationships I can't walk away from because I'm weak to them. So I need you to blow them away so that they'll go away. Wind of the Spirit, I need you to blow away some doors that God didn't open, but since they're open, the enemy opened them, and I'm attracted to open doors, and nobody ever told me that God isn't the only one who opens doors. And so when I need you to close the door that the enemy opened for me because of wind of the Spirit, wind, blow on my children.
Yes, Lord.
See, this is parent talk. I don't always understand it. I don't always know what to say to them. Yeah. Don't always know if I'm connecting with them. Don't always know if I'm praying the right thing, saying the right thing. So I'm asking you to blow on my children. Wind of the Spirit, I need you to blow on my finances. I've been asking God for increase for a long time, and I've been trying to do all I know to do. I've been saving, I've been tithing, I've been investing, I've been doing all the stuff I know to do, but I need a wind to blow. I need a wind to blow. Come on guys, I need a wind to blow. I need a wind to blow. Yeah. So many people I want to help. Yeah. I need a wind to blow. Yeah. So many things and visions that are in my heart, I need a wind to blow. Yeah. So many things I got to do, I need a wind to blow. Good stuff. So I need wind of the Spirit. I won't just let you blow and not be honest that I need this blow. Come on, guys, are y'all hearing me this morning? I said, wind of the Spirit, I won't just let you blow, and I got to be, I need this breeze. You know, we walked outside one morning and we said, I needed this. Jesus. Come on, God. We walked outside in the first day that we were feeling that wind. We said, I needed this. And if you can say it in the natural, you got to say it in the spirit. I needed this wind. I needed this. I needed this. Am I speaking for anybody? I needed this. I needed this. I needed this breeze. I needed this wind. So I got to go to number two. Number two is why. 3 reasons the wind is blowing. Number 2, this one is important. The wind is blowing to provoke us to put on some stuff. You know, because when the wind is blowing in the natural, you know, we usually have our t-shirts on and all that. When that wind comes, you got to put a jacket on. I'm going to say, put something on that body. And so the wind will provoke you to put on some stuff. Yeah. You thought you were just going to walk out there, with your sleeves out, but when you got out there in the wind, it provoked you to put, I don't know if y'all catching this yet, to put on some stuff. Because I get it, is that while I am one that I really believe that we've got to be very practical and simple in our approach so that everybody is understanding what's happening in ministry moments like this. I'm an advocate for it, but watch this. I don't want us to become, in the effort of being more simple and practical, I don't want us to become shallow. Come on. And so watch this. Unintentionally, you can become shallow and stop putting on your armor. Ephesians 6, you know, we can get shallow and we'll stop putting on our belt of truth. We can get shallow and stop putting on our breastplate of righteousness. We can get shallow because, you know, those statements like it don't take all that, you being too deep. Don't let shallow creep in now. And so the wind is blowing to provoke us to put our arm on. To provoke us because there's some stuff you wouldn't put on in the last season because nothing provoked you. But in this season, the wind is blowing and it's provoking you that you gotta put on some stuff. You gotta put on your belt of truth. You gotta put on your breastplate of righteousness. You gotta put on your shield of faith. You gotta put on your helmet of salvation. You gotta put on your sword of the Spirit. And so the wind is blowing. It's number 2. It's provoking you to put on some stuff. And I talked about the armor of God, but didn't talk about for somebody that's provoking you. You gotta put on your prayer life. See, you praying out of routine. That's not a prayer life. It's when you take uninterrupted time and you go before God. And you keep talking and you start listening and you're talking and you're listening and you lay before God. And it's not just a God, thank you for another day kind of routine and rush out of here. No, this is a time of prayer and patience. Yeah. You got to put this on because, watch this, the wind is blowing and it's provoking us to put on some stuff. And so nobody knows like you know what you need to put on. For some of you, you know that you got to get back. You got to get back to putting on, watch this, your daily scriptures that you meditate on. Because your mind has been uncovered to too much media and you hadn't noticed how it's affecting your thinking cycles and stuff that the enemy used to be able to not touch you with. Now he's able to touch you in your mind because you ain't put on nothing on your mind to meditate on day and night. And so this wind is blowing to provoke us to put on some stuff. See, it's easy to be mean and have an attitude if you didn't put on kindness.
Oh, yes.
All it takes is the first person to offend you. Because we got to put this on. When somebody say, everybody got something to put on. Yeah, we got to put on this stuff. We got to put on. And so the good thing about God, he doesn't just leave it up to us. He says, I'm going to change the season and let the wind provoke you to put on some stuff. And so I want you to see something. I want you to see something quickly in Ephesians 6. I'm closing in a second. Watch this. It's be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. And it talks about putting on all this armor. But I see something that blessed me. Don't you miss this. It says, so that you may be able to stand your ground. That's verse 13. And then we go to verse 14 and it says, stand firm then. And then we come on down and then it says again to stand after you've done all. I see something that messed me up. Is that the wind is blowing to provoke us to put on some stuff so that we can stand. Now, I don't know if you got it yet, so that we can stand, because If you don't stand, you'll find yourself falling. The wind is blowing to provoke us to put on some stuff, because if you don't stand, you'll find yourself failing. If you don't stand, I want you to hear this, you'll find yourself fainting. And so the wind is blowing to provoke us to put on some stuff, because you will stand. You won't faint. You will stand, you won't fall. You will stand, you won't fail. Because the wind is provoking us to put on our armor. If you receive that, let me know. We're closing right here. And so the wind is blowing. The seasons have changed. The wind is blowing. And so we had to make it to number 3. The wind is blowing to fan the flame. We got hit. I don't want you to miss this. This is the part where I really need you to tap in now. Tap in right here. The wind is blowing to fan the flame of your spiritual gifts. So this is important, because there are people that oftentimes in church, based upon maybe how you receive the presentation of teachings on spiritual gifts, there are many people that are afraid of spiritual gifts. Only one you're familiar with is the speaking of tongues, unknown tongues. And so what happens is there's much of the body of Christ, even leaders, that are afraid of the spiritual gifts. But I got to first give you the good news that I need everybody to receive. Everybody has a spiritual gift. Every person that is blood washed and the Spirit of God is living on the inside of them, you have a spiritual gift. And number 3 is the wind is blowing because it's fanning your flame of your spiritual gift. This means you can't sit on it no more. The wind is blowing. No. You can't run from it anymore. You can't hide from it anymore. This wind is blowing because, watch this, it's fanning your spiritual gift. The flame, this is a flame. What are your spiritual gifts? I want to give you one of them. 1 Corinthians 12. You can remember this. You can find your spiritual gifts in 2 places. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and Romans chapter 12. I want to run through a few of them. Watch this. One of them is verse 7. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. To one is given the word of wisdom through the Spirit. Another the word of knowledge through the Spirit. Another faith by the same Spirit. Another gifts of healing by the same Spirit. Another the working of miracles by the same Spirit. To another prophecy by the same Spirit. To another discerning spirits by the same Spirit. To another different kinds of tongues, and another interpretation of tongues by the same Spirit. And so this third reason that the wind is blowing is to fan your flame. See, there are people you've been trying to hide your flame because of your personality. You've been trying to hide your flame because you don't feel that you're qualified enough. You need somebody to call you out. You need somebody to prophesy over you. No, I need everybody under the sound of my voice that is a blood-washed believer to receive that you have a spiritual gift. And this is the season that your spiritual gift is being fanned. The wind is blowing on your spiritual gift. And you got to arise and prophesy. You got to arise and discern the spirits. You got to arise and give a word of wisdom. You got to arise and give a word of knowledge. You got to arise in your spiritual gift. And so you are in a season whether you have a title or not. This isn't about titles. This is about the body of Christ. You got a spiritual gift. You got a spiritual gift. And the wind is blowing to fan the flame. The wind is blowing to fan the flame. I said the wind is blowing to fan your flame. I said the wind is blowing to fan your flame. And so no wonder you're dreaming the stuff you're dreaming. No wonder people are speaking stuff over your life and you trying to run from it and you trying to size them up, and whether you can get it or not because you struggling with all your thoughts about you and all this. I need you to hear this, is that your spiritual gift is being fanned in this season. And the devil thought he put it out. The devil thought you keep running from it. But I can feel faith in the atmosphere that you are saying, wind of the Spirit, fan my flame. So this season, doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter the mistakes you've made, doesn't matter if you have a title or you don't have a title, doesn't matter whether a man of God or woman of God has pointed you out yet or not. None of that matters, no. What matters is that you notice the season that you're in and that the wind is blowing and it's fanning your flame and you got to open up. What matters is that the wind is blowing and you can't run no more. What matters is that the wind is blowing and you can't keep doing you no more. What matters is that the wind is blowing and it's fanning your flame. The wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. Watch Romans 12. I got somebody didn't hear their gift yet in 1 Corinthians 12, so I got to give you Romans 12. Watch this. I'll start with verse 5. It says, so we, being many, are one body in Christ and individually members of one another. Verse 6, having the gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us. Let us use them. Let us use them. Let us use them. I got a gift, let us use them. On my job, I got a gift, let us use them. In my community, I got a gift, let us use them. Got a spiritual gift, let us use them. I got a spiritual gift, let us use them. No, you don't need nobody to jumpstart you. No. Here's the jumpstart right here. I got a spiritual gift, let us use them. I'm releasing you this morning. I said I got a spiritual gift, let us use them. So, I'm not done here. Having the gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, let us use them. If prophecy, let us prophesy in portion to our faith. Our ministry, let us use it in our ministry. He who teaches in teaching. He who exhorts in exhortation. He who gives with liberality. He who leads with diligence. He who shows mercy with cheerfulness. We got spiritual gifts. We got to use them. The wind is blowing. Fanning the flame of your spiritual gift. The wind is blowing. Fanning the flame of your spiritual gift. The wind is blowing. Fanning the flame of your spiritual gift. No, I got to make this so plain. The wind is blowing, fanning the flame of your spiritual gift. You got it? So let us use them. And so I welcome Every person under the sound of my voice, I welcome you as you receive this word of God and you quickening in your spirit. You've been quickened to say, Pastor, I got to use my spiritual gift now. Might not know all of them, might not be clear on how it works, but I'm ready to use it. Now I welcome you. If you're watching online, you won't just let the wind blow. But you understand this third reason the wind is blowing. It's fanning my spiritual gift. And I got to use it now. Sick of sitting on the sideline talking about what others need to do. What could be better, how my world could be better, how the church could be better, how the community be better. And I'm sitting on my own spiritual gift. The devil is a liar from this moment forward. You have a spiritual gift. I need you to use it now. You're gifted for your household. Your gift is for your community. Your gift is for your local church. Your gift is for your city. Your gift is for your place of work. Your gift is for your business. You have a spiritual gift, and I need you to use it now. I curse the spirit of rebellion. I curse the spirit of always wanting to pull back on leadership. I curse the spirit of questioning God's man and God's leader. I curse the spirit of questioning yourself to believe that you're not worthy of walking in this gift. The wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. I need you to stand up. The wind is blowing. I need you to make up your mind. This is the last day. You're going to sit down and watch what you got to be a part of. The wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. And I'm calling your name. The wind is blowing. And I'm calling you forth. The wind is blowing. I'm calling you out of your laziness. The wind is blowing. I'm calling you out of your selfishness, wanting to do what works for you. The wind is blowing. It's fanning the flame of your spiritual gift. For some gifts, you got to come forth. This is that kind of season. No, I know you're getting ready for the holidays and all that. Don't you miss what season this really is. See, some of you have been talking about finishing the year strong and all this, and that's all been all about how you're going to do your money stuff and all that. The devil is a liar. Man, God going to bless you. I need you to say, God, I'm going to finish this year strong in the spirit. I got spiritual gifts. And if you're honest, you ain't been using them. If you're honest, you've been sitting back watching. If you're honest, you've been sitting back letting stuff, looking for something to offend you as a reason not to use your spiritual gift. Looking for a reason. And my grandma used to say, if you're looking for a reason, you'll find one. But this morning, I'm calling you forth by the anointing that's on my life. This morning, I'm speaking to people that know it's my time to go forth in God. It's my time to be a part of something bigger than me for the kingdom of God. And I will not sit in it longer. God is so awesome on how he gives us seasons to sit and do us, you know. When that's something, I'm telling you, he's just so awesome. He'll let us, you know, just chill. You know, many of us, we enjoyed the summer. We did vacations. We did the jet skis and all that. And God just subtly switched the seasons. Vacationing is over. It's time for the kingdom to arise. No. The vacation is over. It was good while it lasted. It's time for the kingdom to arise. Talking to people that are concerned about their family being saved. I'm talking to people that are concerned about the crime in our community. I'm talking to people that are concerned about people who need a word that's in this house and a worship that's in this. I'm talking to people that know that I have a spiritual gift. And the wind is blowing to fan my flame. See, many of you ain't even know it until this word. You've been burning on the inside. And you've been trying to hold down the burn, and you've been trying to find somebody to help you explain it and talk to somebody, but you've been burning on the inside because you know that there's more to be done. You know that there's more you got to do. You know that God isn't done for you with you. You know it. And you've been burning on the inside, and this is your word. And so the wind is blowing. So I leave you with this. I'm done. So, wind is blowing. Fanning our spiritual gifts, because everybody has them. And this part of the message was to provoke you, to challenge you to use them. You got it. It's the purpose of the wind, and it's one of the purposes of the wind, but this is where I gotta close, because somebody needs to know. So Pastor, how do I take all this home? How do I take all this home? Trying to figure out, how do I take this into Monday? How do I do it? No, I'm glad you asked. Here it is. You got one assignment. You got one assignment. No, I'm going to make it plain in just a second. You got one assignment. Because I've done my part as an under shepherd. I've given you this word the best I know how. But God has more to say to you in detail. I believe God is a detailed God. He'll give you direction on what you got to do now. He's going to tell you, I'm telling you. But you won't get any of that direction and details if you won't stay in the wind. So what am I saying when I say stay in the wind? You got to increase your time in the presence of God. Now I want you to hear this. You got to, watch this. You got to force your flesh to increase your time in the presence of God. There are some details you need to hear about what this season is about, the purpose of this season, that will not come from any man of God's message. They will only come in the wind. And so I don't know who's receiving this. I pray it's everybody, but I need you to now take this charge, that from this moment forward, you're going to stay in the wind. You're going to increase intentionally. Whatever your time in the presence of God has been, I need you to triple it. Whatever your TV time has been, your Facebook time, I need you to cut it in half. Because this morning, this word was designed to push you in the wind. Now it's up to you to stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind, man of God. You won't be wrestling and scratching for answers. Stay in the wind. Woman of God, you won't be all over the place trying to figure out what's happening and what's going on. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. In the morning, stay in the wind. On your lunch break, you may just need to go get in the wind. Before you go to sleep, maybe you need to turn off that game and go get in the wind. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. There's only one thing you can't ever cheat with God. It's time spent with God. No, you can't cheat it. Ain't no way around it. There are no shortcuts. And so this season, I want you to hear it. The wind is blowing, and now you got to make a conscious decision. We got to make a conscious decision, is that you are going to stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind until you feel it at your house. Stay in the wind until you feel it in your car. When you're driving and you just got in there, you can feel the wind. And why? Because you keep staying in the wind. Stay in the wind until it follows you to your office, and now you're sitting at your desk and there's the wind. They're even at your office. Stay in the wind. Don't you cheat this season. Don't cheat yourself. Stay in the wind. Don't let your flesh stop you. Stay in the wind. Don't let thoughts stop you. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. Stay in the wind. If you got to do it alone, stay in the wind. If you got to do it in tears, stay in the wind. If you got to wake up and you're half asleep, stay in the wind. Stay in the wind.